Welcome back with Happy Chappy. So this is just a little something I wrote out today called the blaming game. And to people who don't like to take responsibility of who you are, this is probably more for you. But I believe there's a learning in it for us all. But if you never take responsibility for your own actions, you definitely need to be listening to this. But as I say, it's for us all, I believe. You can make your own decision, whether it's for you or move on. So, blaming game. People always look for explanations of explaining why God let such things happen. If God said this, why is it not so? If God's all good, why did this happen? So we look for answers of God because we expect God to be good in all. So we have people confused to why God lets this happen, whatever it may be. So we place focus. It's the people complaining about the actions of other people's doings, right? So you want God to fix man's mistakes. But God gave man choice, godly choice. So we could choose to follow God or to follow what we thought was best. So, but God gave man choice to make mistake or to choose to believe God as a better path set out for you. So what do we do? If we're asking questions, looking for answers of God for what man's done, has God not give man what he asked for? If God is to take control, then he will have to take away man's freedom of choice and obey God's way. You see, you get the choice to take God's way and be like God, or to choose your own way. This way, if we want God to make everything good, then we must take man's choice away so God can fix everything. Yet if you already don't believe, if you don't believe, why ask for such actions? You clearly want your freedom. We all like to have choice. It's in our nature. If I give you, I said before, this pen, here you go. But if I give you 10 different colours of pens and you get your choice, you'll rush in there to get one of the colours that you prefer. So it's simple. We like choice. And so that means we should be thankful for what we're given. We've got that choice to do as we wish and how we wish, but we should also do that in the way of God. But sometimes what you find is we go off that path of God and we go what we think's best, whether it's seen as good or bad. And then we look for reasons why these things happen, why they're not all good. Well, was your choices all good? Now ask yourself, have you chosen to follow God's way and guidance, or have you made choices for your self-interest? The choices that you make every day, is it for the best of God? Or is it for you? You'll know. If it's not for the best of God, then you're choosing for yourself. And what you might find is that a lot of us do that, choose for ourselves. And so what we have is a mix of different feelings and way of beings because of the differences of how each and everyone feels in what they choose, in what's best for them, may not be best for another. And so we get conflict. And then we have questions like, why is God let this happen? Now ask yourself, if everyone followed God's way in favor of all, would we have questions like, why did God let this happen? Now think about it. If we all followed God's way, did what He said and not what we think that was best for us, how do you think it would be? Do you think you'd be asking questions like, why did God let this happen? Now I'm sure it can be seen. The question is, for man, why did man let this happen? As it was man had the choice. And we have an answer to that, being man chooses to believe in himself over God. In what he could see out, not what he couldn't see, never seeing who God be, but only man in what he see, in how he believe and how he believed in life. Only as humanity to be nothing more but that in what he see. Yet everything, every moment of creation created from the unseen through the power of God that has always been, just never seen. Only in the deliverance of what you wanted in belief that man has performed all it's been and bees in the scene, yet ignoring the reality of how all has been. Just think. Now, how was that thinking of thoughts seen? So something could be you had a vibration give to you in thought, so you could see something that wasn't seen. God delivered to you what you wanted to see, so it could be in your reality. You see, whatever we observe and feel towards, we think. And whatever we think about, we feel. And when we're thinking and feeling about the same thing in a certain way that makes us feel good, we get more than thoughts and feelings. And whatever we're thinking and feeling about, we get it. And so we look out there and we wonder why God has let this happen, or God can see this as good. Because God gave you what you looked for. God gave us all what we looked for. What man looked for in his choices. Choices of thought, choices of feeling, choices of being. And within them indifferences, it causes disruption in the world because we can't agree. But what God told us was to accept one another. You see, man could use choice in a wise way if we could accept one another's differences. And what you might find is that we start accepting God and following God's way by loving one another for their differences, while loving what we do ourselves in our own unique way. Anyway, just my thoughts. This Happy Jabba. Love and peace.